floors can't take no more. Stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored.
What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. What we think, we become. Don't wake up. Don't wake up.
In just a week's time, DTM will host its 4th race here in Nuremberg. But here at PTWC, we just couldn't wait. Welcome to our 5th round of the season of the INV Works Project Trackday GT4 World Championship. Our AM Series sprint race will be the first to start off our race day before moving on to the Grand Prix. The Norisring marks our first destination of the European Tour as it replaces the ill-fated Independent Street Circuit in Canada. Nevertheless, we are still looking at a street circuit of immense challenges and uncertainty. Thanks to CJ, who also goes under the name of Motorsport Trauma, we are greeted with the Norisring's 1.3-mile layout, the second shortest of any racetrack we've ever visited, only bested by the Tsukuba Circuit's 1.2. Despite this, we are looking at the least amount of corners ever, with 6 total depending on your source. The Norisring's infamously short speed turns and straightaways equates to heavy, of which we may see today. I'm Mr. Burgerman 2. Along with me today, as always, is other Igneous Hydra, along with our producer here, Levine. How are we doing today, guys?
Livestream train. I literally have no idea what to expect from this track.
Yeah, I'm sure many people don't know what to expect, since this was, as I do mention again, substituted for Independent Street Circuit. So many viewers here today watching the stream are not going to recognize this track, since it is not part of the main game. And as a special announcement as well, our special guest here, Igneous Hydra, is also going to be racing here today.
And we're coming across the line, Dynamite Champion leading ahead of his teammate Leo. I find it very interesting. Everybody's in a slipstream train. It's like F1 again.
You know what, man? At least it's gonna be.
Dynamite Champion across the line with a 46-0 to take pole position, I believe. Wow, that was something.
Wow.
That was a lap. That was laps.
And people are having gearbox lag again.
Already getting reports of gearbox lag here.
That's awesome, man. We love to see it. That's our favorite thing in the PTWC. It's gearbox lag. Aurora the Robot sitting P4 off qualifying.
But our pole sitter is going to be Dino Champion as we do a one-shot quali here, since it is a sprint race. So we will have a total of 4 races here today. Our sprint race for the AM Series and its Grand Prix. And then just about an hour's time, we will have the sprint race for the Pro Series, following by its feature race Grand Prix. So it'll be a lot of strategy playing here in Nuremberg. And a track that
kind of crazy.
Drivers may not be very familiarized with.
You know, I'm not sure which one I hate more. Norisring Ring or whatever, or Independence. I hate
Both of which
I hate
are
driving on both.
very difficult, but I would have to say at least this track here, compared to Independence, at least has some margin. Independence, famously known for having zero runoffs and just extremely tight margins.
Not cool.
Once again, thank you to map developer CJ for providing this track to us. He is also a track developer for many other tracks that you may have seen before. He is a developer and contributor to rowracing.com, having provided racetracks such as Misano and Sonoma Raceway, as well. Actually, no, just those two races, I believe, that we are also seeing on our calendar here today. He's also a map developer for Project Trackday. He helped to make Spa, which we will see later today in our European tour.
Later today.
So he has quite a lot of experience when it comes to making tracks, and this will be another example of what we might see today.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to also say thank you to INV Works for sponsoring our entire league for the past 4 seasons. Go buy their stuff. It's really cool and really affordable. And you can buy it.
They're very good. I'm wearing one of their hats right now, as I always do.
Yes. The Big Burger Man.
Driver for H71 is currently your pole sitter for the sprint race, followed by the purple number 24 of Zero Howler, who is going to want to make a comeback this season. He did achieve victory last weekend, and he's going to want to continue that, but he is going to be right in front of the H71 teammate of Leo, number 33, followed by Roll the Robot, who sits in P4 for BCR. She now sitting full-time for the team. Unfortunately, having a very unfortunate performance in Sonoma Raceway. Luckily here, it is a completely flat circuit. There's not going to be any bumps, at least hopefully, that you won't be going over and spinning out. Really, the only thing that drivers are going to have to be worrying about is either gearbox lag and or the tight corners here in the
Lot.
Yeah, we can imagine that. It's a challenge that DTM experiences as well. The wall of death, some DTM fans might be familiarized with. We might see that here today as well.
$15-lap sprint race.
Not the most amount of laps that we've seen. Of course, a good shout out to Lights, or I think that was his name. He achieved 400 laps earlier weekend, I think, during practice laps. I don't know how one is able to do that.
Sorry, what?
There was a driver, AM driver. I think his name was like at least his display name was Light, and he achieved 400 laps. Actually, I can check right now.
No, I remember Light's Lighticality. He's currently P9, so I guess all those laps are paid off, maybe. Can you believe the sweat fest we have in AM today? Like, really, like I've never seen drivers do 400 laps to prepare for a race, let alone a race as short as this one.
It makes sense in a way, because we are going to a track that I'm sure some of these drivers have maybe not have heard of before. It is a very niche layout.
Yeah, regardless, I'm confused as to why you need to do 400 laps to prepare for this race. It's not esports sim racing, but even still, you know. For all those who
Prime Drifter, we are looking at first of all, hello in chat. We are looking at around 1.3 miles, roughly 1.3 miles per lap, 6 corners around this racetrack. And our pole position time for the sprint is 46.056.
Crazy.
So
The
certainly
next
one of
time
the
is
shortest lap
293.
times. The lights flash yellow. Here in Germany, our European tour is about to begin with 5 lights red. And we're green.
boogity in the land of the Frankfurters.
He just completely shoots off the line and
Wow.
over P1 into. What an incredible start from the BMW as we go into the tight hairpin of
crazy.
turn 1.
Oh,
Wow.
oh my God, heck my life, man. And Manuel just smacked the wall and they're dead.
They are completely dead, and we now go to the corners of turn 2 and 3. But turn 3, nicknamed the Wall of Death. which is
Oh, Aurora smacks the wall.
lights, as well as Manuel Andres. Once again, what a terrible start for the Hue
Oh
Performance.
no. This race
my
is turning out to be hell.
I told you, man, we're gonna see so many crashes. The wall just looks like
Let's continue to hit the wall. Crimson in the Mustang all the way back goes into the wall as well, and we're already on to lap 2.
water department leading ahead on the second lap of the race. Dyno Champion looking up the inside.
Oh.
King Black Sharded does the
He
drift.
bottles his turn.
That Dyno Champion moved and worked out for him. He just crashed into the barrier in the exit of turn 1. He's just lost out now as the Audis are using their drifting thingy, drifting technique to absolutely gap everybody through turn. I'm sure if you're aware, if any of you aren't aware, there's a bit of a bug on water department. Water department in the wall. Water department losing out to Zero Howlett. Now it's hit by Leo and King Black Sharded. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a bit of a tune bug with the gearing system. So if you go all the way down to first and flip the throttle into turn 1, you can drift your car like it's Tokyo Drift and get crazy amounts of turn angle. Like Dyno Champion is doing right here.
Oh no!
Performance Audi in the wall, failing to do it. Oh my goodness!
Yikes.
These AMWs they're just something, man. They're something.
My goodness me.
Wow.
Certainly a good foreshadowing for what we might see in the main race. You can imagine the amount of backmarkers we might be seeing here in Germany. But Dyno Champion regains the lead. Your pole sitter, followed by Zero Howler, Water Department, who got that incredible start in the first lap. It looks like he starts to fall down into P3 or 4, because now it looks like Leo is fighting with Zero Howler for P2, and Dyno Champion taking the opportunity to try to get away. And look at that incredible angle that he gets as we go through the hairpin. It looks like sliding and using those rear tires is probably the best strategy to get around that hairpin, because as mentioned earlier, there was a patch that prevented drivers from going into reverse, so drivers will not be able to completely shift down and use their gears to a complete halt. It's all going to be pure braking force. But so far, Dyno Champion leads up this pack, and we are starting to get some gaps.
No.
And we are getting a battle between King and Manuel Andres, and Hue
Leo
Performance looks
jumped
like
out
he's
of
trying
his car.
to drive.
Man, that's awful. Someone jumped out of their car and we're also having gearbox issues still. Alright, we barely started, man.
And this is only the sprint race, and it's another slide once again from King Black in the mid-pack of the field. He almost spins out once again, and he tries to recover it, and luckily he does compared to previous times before. And look at Dyno Champion. Look at the gap that he has already. He's just completely pulling away. Zero Howler and his teammate, Car Super, for Saigon Speedsters, looks like they are now sitting in a lovely P2 and 3 as they fight it out. Lal Ferry for Hue Performance is being in pursuit of those two purple cars, as he is currently in front of his teammate Aurora the Robot, which means that Water Department, who is in P2 and of course in P1 in the first lap, completely falls down the field into around P6. So it looks like the dominant car here could be the KTM, and it surely does make sense. We were talking about how much it was struggling in Sonoma Raceway, that very, very low sitting wheel.
Is challenging.
Indeed, he is. That KTM, it sits very low to the ground, a characteristic that didn't blend well with the rolling hills of Sonoma, but looks like it's doing very well here in the streets of Germany. Aurora the Robot trying to pull herself ahead, and it looks like we are now getting a split between the second place positions. Lol Ferry is now in this fight. He's in a bit of a sandwich between Saigon Speedsters, but how late on the brakes does he get as we get into the hairpin of turn 1? Dino Champion goes first, but what about these guys? It looks like it's still going to be Zero Howler, and it is textbook lines from all three of them. They take the same line going through absolutely perfectly. Their positions still stand.
Oh, Car Super misses out on that chicane.
Yeah. It looks like the dampening on
the
that
opportunity to Aurora the Robot with the slipstream, so we could be seeing a 4-car battle for P2 in just a couple of laps. And he bottles it again.
Yeah, this is certainly a slipstream dominant track. As I said earlier in the intro, I believe, a lot of straightaways and a lot of slow speed corners. You're going to want to use that slipstream if you're going to want to stay in the fight. And it looks like Aurora the Robot is using that to be able to catch up. And it looks like Car Super goes a little bit wide. He loses some time to Lol Ferry. Lol Ferry now sitting a little more comfortably into the bottom step of the podium. And he gets a little bit of a tighter line, but does he get it done as they come out of turn 3? Right sidewalk
Aurora
as
the
much
Robot with a big,
as they possibly can.
big moment from Aurora the Robot.
Aurora the Robot loses some time. Lol Ferry just clipped the wall a little bit of smoke coming out of the rear of his car, trying to take as much space as he possibly can. Aurora the Robot falling back as well as Car Super. So Aurora the Robot, hopefully for her sake, she's going to want to try to catch up to that Saigon Speedster's car, use him to catch up to this front running pack. But so far, Dino Champion, your pole sitter, is running away with this race. But it looks like already, look at that slipstream.
Ooh,
Car Super time, looks like he's already caught up. So maybe in about a lap's time, Aurora could perhaps do the same as we are now on the back straightaway of this circuit. As we now approach turn 5, one of the last hairpins of the circuit. Dino Champion goes through once again, followed by Zero Howler Indonesian. But Lol Ferry and Car Super are going side by side out of the exit. Who gets it done, though? It looks like Lol Ferry still sticking ahead, but Car Super, it looks like he actually uses a slipstream. It looks like Car Super manages to just eke it through.
Oh, yeah.
Just start finish line. But hard on the brakes is these cars. As we go through turn 1 once again, it's going to be on the inside, Car Super, followed by the Belgian Lol Ferry, and a little bit of smoke from Aurora the Robot. She's trying losing a little bit too much traction as we go through that corner. Zero Howler now able to assist his teammate of Car Super to try to pull away from BCR, one of their rival teams. As we now once again go through turn 5, Lol Ferry loses out, once again falling into P4. So it looks like it's a bit of attrition here today. And look at Dino Champion already. What are the margins now? 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds.
What the hell?
Absolutely incredible, as we only have 11 out of 15 laps, so we're starting to run short. It looks like Dino Champion, looks like he could be settling this battle absolutely easily. So it looks like all eyes are going to be on P2. Zero Howler, Lol Ferry, Car Super. It looks like Car Super goes a little bit wide. Lol Ferry still sticking on these guys. She loses too much pace and she's falling behind. So she'll have to take this as a lesson in consideration as we go into the feature race. And looks like some smoke coming from the rear of these cars. I think it might have been Car Super either losing traction or getting into that wall just a little bit. But as we now go into lap 12 out of 15, Zero Howler is currently sitting in P2. He knows that he's probably not going to get the win here. There's simply too much gap. It's all just about defense. But what about his teammate?
Lol Ferry makes a move. He gets past both of them.
Yes, Zero Howler goes into the wall as well as Car Super. Lol Ferry gets it done. He uses the mistakes to his advantage and a little bit of a slippery slide. A little bit squirrely from Zero Howler. He gets a little bit off rhythm as we go through turn 3, I believe. And now he's going to be under threat from his teammates. And look at that. Going wide is going to be Car Super.
Wow.
You can tell he's trying to get back in the rhythm. My goodness me. Dino Champion crosses the line, followed by Lol Ferry, Zero Howler, and Car Super hard on the brakes at around 150 miles an hour. That's a pretty high speed to get really slow too. Side by side, Lawferry and Zero Howler for just a second, but Lawferry maintains his position in P2. Dino Champion weaves his way through into corners 2 and 3, a little bit wide from Zero Howler, a little bit on the sidewalk, but that will be the ideal line to take as much real estate as possible to try to get as much exit speed as possible. Time is running out. These two purple Saigons make a change soon.
They both tried for it, the end hairpin, but neither of them can get it done. But now they have the slipstream as they come down that front stretch for that big braking zone into turn 1. It looks like Zero Howler is starting to get the run on Lawferry now as they hit that huge braking zone where you have to brake at around 200 meters. I know it could be yards or something. I don't know. But it seems like Zero Howler gets a really good run out of turn 1 and gets the run on Lawferry into the chicane. But Lawferry challenges for it back, and he almost had it, but seems like he just messed up slightly, and Zero Howler on the sidewalk running over all the pedestrians he can find. But with a good gap as we head into the final hairpin. Do these turns have names? Because there's just 3 turns, man. I think I can remember 3 turns. Anyway, Zero Howler with the big run.
Unless you speak German, you will not be able to pronounce them. Trust me, I tried. I failed in a minute.
Okay, that's nice to know. Anyways, Zero Howler with a pretty decent lead on Lawferry now in car 98. Or car 56, sorry. I was thinking about the wrong thing. Car 56 seems like he's also falling back a little bit, which is unfortunate. But as far as Aurora, she hits the wall, so I mean, I was going to say that car could give her some slipstream, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. As Lawferry also hits the wall. You know, we should have, instead of corner cuts, it should be like wall hits, which I think that would... Yeah, wall tap. I think that
across
would work.
the line
Is
cool. Dino Champion, the winner of your sprint race in a pretty dominant fashion, followed by Zero Howler in P2, and Lawferry makes up your podium for the sprint race. But look at the amount of time that Zero Howler was able to get down. He had around 5.5 seconds or so. Got it down to 1.5.
I think
toward the end
Dino
of the
just
race.
slowed down. Probably, I don't know. What are they?
That was very interesting. The stream chat cheers. Indonesia 1-2.
Why are the reverse gears so long? Like what?
So that was done in a way to prevent drivers from going into reverse when going to these hairpins. Because what drivers do is that they would slam their car into reverse.
Yeah,
Too much get the car to try to slow down as much as possible. You know, just grind those gears on that transmission. Developers found that
differential
and patched it with a very, very slow gear.
Viewers, if you did that in real life, you would either shred your differential or you would stall really bad. That's probably worst case scenario. Your engine would start spinning the other way. Now we have 44 laps for the feature. That's going to be interesting. I wonder what's going to happen when they pit.
Not the most amount of laps that we've had, though. We had around 70 for single circuit.
But still counting to sit through that again.
Unluckily for you, we are not racing in Tsukuba this season.
Oh.
So you do have to wait. At least until next season, I imagine, maybe.
A couple of drivers in the refueling and getting new tires for the feature race.
I think it's time to get a vote in our stream chat. Who do you think will win this race?
I wonder. There's gonna be like a 20-second gap at the end.
I imagine we're gonna get a lot of back markers here today.
Oh yeah. A lot of lap traffic, lots of back markers. It's gonna be super confusing to tell what's going on.
Moa is saying that he is going to win in the stream chat. Moa, I appreciate your diligence. You know, I respect it.
My best lap time here.
Yo, you say
39.5.
There will be no next season. Yolan, there maybe might, maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no, Yolan. Everyone in chat say hello to Yolan. Or Jolon. His alter ego.
Which one's the good one?
We will have to see for the pro race. %60 of viewers are voting for Dino Champion to win this race, but 20% are voting for other. So for 20% of you, hello Aurora in chat. For the 20% of you who are voting for other, feel free to say in the stream chat of who do you think will win. And hello to our 15 concurrent viewers in stream today. Formula 1 in Austria, I think they're having their qualifying. Not sure if it's finished or not. But if you're deciding to watch us over them, thank you very much.
I heard Max Verstappen crashed.
I did not hear that. I'm gonna go cry.
I could care less because I don't watch Formula.
This guy right here is pure American blooded. All he does is watch NASCAR.
Yeah, I watch NASCAR and American Le Mans Series replays.
Do you watch IndyCar?
Sometimes. When it's on, yeah.
IndyCar was pretty good. They were racing at Road America last weekend, and it was pretty good.
Awesome.
Awesome. Aurora, say spoilers. It's not a movie. You can just go watch it yourself if you want. Yeah, actually, no, Aurora, yeah. How about, Aurora, you go ahead. I have an idea how you can win, Aurora. You can go watch qualifying for F1, see them do their pole lap. You can watch it on a separate screen while you race.
Become inspired.
That is perfect. I think that'll work perfectly. We are getting news that the stream audio is glitching. Let me inform Levine.
You love to see it. Why are we use the same podium as Sonoma? Is that a P? Oh, that's a PNG of the logo. That's awesome. It's not even a PNG. This is a white background. It seems like we're getting ready to start the race here as the admin, the steward. It's my jokes. 96 asked everybody if they're ready, and everybody said ready.
Drivers are getting ready. Our steward, Jokes, who got his podium in Daytona earlier for the pro race, asks the drivers that they are ready, and it looks like we are starting to get ready shortly.
He has a big cake.
I imagine the nerves are completely on. They're completely
in the flash as we come underway for the feature race. Boogity, boogity, boogity in the land of, I don't know, Hamburg, Germany. Hamburger.
We are not
and yet again, the BMW.
Germany. As we look here into turn 1 of the Norisring, it looks like once again it's an incredible start from that BMW for Pro Drive Rook Racing as he goes into the wall.
Crimson. Oh, everybody in the back smacks the wall.
My goodness, and Zero Howler stays in P2 and Dino Champion demoted into P3, takes a much wider line, trying to use as much entry speed as he possibly can. I mean, exit speed, sorry.
It works for him.
It does indeed. That BMW is going head-to-head against the KTM.
He's getting eaten by the bees.
KTM just have better braking power as we have a bunch of cars going to the wall. My goodness. And we're already getting quite the split, of drivers. My goodness, these walls are really showing their teeth here today.
Yes. Wow, Dino Champion just sending it, and it works for him.
King Black goes super duper wide. You would have thought he went into the wall, but he barely recovers it. Quite a drift from him.
Water Department with a big send. Doing all he can to fight off the KTMBs. And it seems like it's working pretty decently. The only people he has to worry about really is Aurora the Robot and Car. As it's a really good run off the hairpin. And yeah, you can really see the... split is really starting to show now. This is a battle for around P1. Well, very soon it's not going to be for P1 as Dino Champion is using that special technique wherever the hell he got it from. His ass pull technique, and he hits the wall. Not good. Zero Howler now in contention. He can get that slipstream down the back stretch, and it seems like you can see him inching ever so closer to Dino Champion, now into the hairpin.
I think we're having a bit of
a better exit.
Losberry, who was sitting E3 for the start of this race from the sprint race, he falls all the way down the field. You can only imagine the only reason why it has to be gearbox lag, because there's surely no way he could have just lost all of that time just based on pace. It's like there has to be something else.
That just sucks.
Already that BMW just starting to lose time. Water Department falls down the P4 Aurora. She takes the place of her teammate into P3. As she hits the wall of death, and as well does the pro driver behind her.
Well, at least it didn't send her...
Actual pro driver, that's the name of their team. A little bit of a slide from Dino Champion as they go. He's trying to use as much space as possible to pull away from the color.
I got an emo from NASCAR.
I was going to say, these tight margins are reminding me quite a lot of the Detroit street circuit. Just these tight margins and tight corners. Something that these drivers are clearly struggling with, especially that that Ford Mustang in the back. It looks like a complete boat or in the rear over there. You got to be...
Yeah, I don't think pro drivers are going to like it here at all. Oh, and Zero Howler goes extremely wide.
And Car Super falls really far behind. He's in this rear mid-pack. And Leo, who started at the very rear of the field for some reason, looks like he's starting to make a good recovery as he pulls through these drivers. But it looks like Dino Champion, who led the race, looks like he continues to do so for the Grand Prix, followed by Zero Howler and Aurora the Robot. Aurora the Robot is going to want to once again try to get another podium to defend her championship. I believe she fell off.
Everybody behind Aurora just hit the wall.
But she was in the championship for a bit in the beginning of the season.
Still in contention, though.
Still in contention, yes. It is a very tight champion, at least so far.
That's the one good thing about GT4 is that it's really close most of the time.
Most of the time, but we are starting to see its limits here in Nuremberg as Dino Champion continues to extend his lead in front of Zero Howler and Aurora the Robot. King Black in front of Car Super, who is also in front of Leo. Looks like these guys are trying their best to try to fight each other to get into the podium step. But for now, they're going to have to fight each other. But so far, the gaps are looking around 2 seconds, only on lap 7. We haven't even reached 10 laps, and already we might be reaching 3 seconds in just a few laps' time.
Evil track.
Dino Champion looks absolutely dominant here today. Indonesia 1-2, followed by the American Aurora the Robot. And we are getting a bit of a battle between Car Super and Leo, so I think we should take a bit of a look between Leo. Could determine whether or not we get a change in the podium step if one of the top podium steps.
Whoa! That drift.
from Aurora, I think, who goes into the wall.
Oh, you should have seen it. King Black just hit the meanest drift around turn 1. That was crazy.
Oh, and as you'd say that, though, he wall. My goodness, he almost spins the other way around as he lets his teammate Manuel Andres get through.
Wow.
But that Audi RA is going to have that pretty weighted V10 in the rear. So surely he's going to have to slide that car if he's going to want to get some rear rotation. Because the rear of that Audi RA...
that Hydra warned us about.
Once again, going through turn 1. And another slide from Manuel Andres and Black, who loses out. Slide did not work out at all. It looks like, in fact, he might be losing out to Water Department for Rook Racing, who passes him swiftly, who was earlier fighting for the win here today.
Pretty risky.
However, completely cut ties with Aurora the Robot, because look at Aurora. Aurora is now, once again, tapping the wall just a little bit, and she is now right in front of Leo, which of course she was earlier, but now the margins for Val are much, much smaller. As they cross the line, it's just about half a second between the two drivers. Aurora the Robot could certainly be in a little bit of trouble if she's gonna want to keep that podium.
Oh no! And she hits the wall again.
She hits the wall in turn 1 of the hairpin. She loses time. She falls back into P5.
How unfortunate, man.
The British driver, and now she is gonna have the dangers of Car Super right behind her. Who gets hard on the brakes and on the outside and then on the inside, a little bit of a switcheroo. They all look like they take the same exact exit. But unfortunately for Aurora, it looks like she loses time side by side, 130 miles per hour here on the front pitch straightaway here in the Norisring. Aurora the Robot is in a lot of trouble as Leo, the British driver, starts to try to extend this gap, but as I say that, hard on the brakes is Aurora. She makes up some time. Car Super loses out some time as well. He actually loses big time, actually. Look at that gap that's already grown. We're getting just like boomerangs and boomerangs of just time margins. You get close, you get far, you get close, you get far. You just can't seem to decide. And speaking of which, it looks like
gone.
A lot of time as well, because look at the front runners. Dino Champion.
I wonder what must have happened, man.
Goes in the wall. She loses a lot of time, bouncing on 2 tires on the left side of her. Margin is starting to be close soon because his rival Indonesian is starting to get on the very rear of him.
I really wonder what must have happened for that. I don't know. Maybe Jokes messaged him was like, "Stop doing crazy strategies," or else.
It's certainly plausible here in Germany. Either that or it could just be a loss of pace. Remember, lots of tight turns means that we are going to get quite a bit of tire degradation, especially as these drivers want to use a lot of rear end rotation. That is quite the key for this track here today.
Ooh, Aurora the Robot coming back to challenge Leo through the hairpin. Aurora's line is interesting, but somehow it works out for her sometimes.
Just for a second, though, because now she once again falls right behind the British driver of H71 Squadra Corsa as they now go around 150 miles per hour before they go hard on the brakes around the 200-meter board. And it looks like Carson made some sort of mistake. Maybe he was running a little bit too wide. He might have hit the opening of that fence as we go into the braking zone, because it looked like he went really wide going into the entry. He now loses time to Manuel Andres for a huge performance in the Audi R8. I didn't get a very good view of it, but it looks like he might have hit something, so he loses time regardless. Aurora the Robot fighting for the podium here in Nuremberg. The American versus the British. We've heard it before. We see it again here in Germany, though. Around 150 once again. They're going to want to get hard on the brakes around 200 meters before the beginning of the apex of turn 1 around the corner that I cannot pronounce.
Ooh, Manuel Andres bottles adrift again. How unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed, but looks like Aurora the Robot, at least not unfortunate for her, because it looks like she's now starting to pull away.
Oh.
Right behind them is going to be the
unfortunate.
as he tries to get back to this front running. In fact, it looks like unfortunate for him. Look how much time he loses from that mistake or just a few laps before. But oh my goodness, Leo already getting ahead of Aurora the robot. It's like you blink and you miss it.
Yeah, one small wall tap is enough to just get engulfed by, I don't know, the entire pack if they were all together still. But if this was lap 1 and she made that mistake, she would have went down to like P10.
Looking back at our stream votes, 36%
slide.
for champions. Looks like it falls down from 60% because, of course, he is in a bit of a battle between Zero Howler and 36% go to other.
Challenging now.
Yeah, serious. 36%.
Sending it to the hairpin, she gets it done. Yeah, I think this might be the highlight battle right here. Aurora the robot versus Leo. They seem to be going back and forth every other lap. They trade positions. It seems like hard on the brakes now into turn 1.
Time you could be getting a battle between P1 because it looks like that Saigon Speedsters car is starting to catch up to P1 ever so slowly. Not enough to start making moves, but just enough to stay in the slipstream. But speaking of slipstream, who's in the slipstream? It's Leo, who is now pretty much side by side with Aurora the robot as they go neck and neck into the final hairpin of turn 5 before we go into the long bend of turn 6.
Catching up.
Manuel, I think
Manuel
he
could be catching up.
Is slowly trying to pull ahead, but I have to imagine main goal isn't necessarily catch up, but more to shake off the driver right behind it because Car Super has quite a lot of pace. And once again, sliding from Manuel, getting the rear of that V10 around the streets of Nuremberg. Here in Bavaria, Germany.
Like waste your tires. Like super quick.
Leo looks like he got ahead of Aurora the robot once again. Aurora the robot, who wasn't having the best performance in the sprint race a few minutes ago, looks like she's doing pretty well to stay in this podium step. Or at least not podium step, trying to get into that podium step. As we once again...
It is a lot easier when you can see. Wow, my ping is going crazy.
That's very
My
unfortunate.
internet must be dying or something. Oh.
It probably is dying. But it looks like...
I have been having internet issues again.
Aurora the robot looks like she might be falling behind. Not sure why, because I haven't really been seeing any obscure mistakes. It might have just been pace. And speaking of which, Zero Howler falls away from the front runner. He hits the wall that these drivers go through now.
Unfortunate. Aurora the robot could probably use the slipstream to catch back up. So it's not entirely over. And it seems like we're going to be coming through lap traffic soon.
Very, very shortly. We are on lap 19 of 44, so we are going to be approaching the halfway mark in a few laps time. I imagine this could be a one-stop given how late these drivers are staying out. So we'll have to see. And this is, of course, one of the shortest. Actually, drivers will get a bit of a break compared to the long pit lane of Indianapolis.
Man, all of the pit lanes up to this point have been super long.
Zero Howler looks like he's starting to carve through some back markers, as will Leo and Aurora very shortly as they once again go side by side out of the first corner of turn 1. Now going through the twin 90-degree corners of turns 2 and 3. On the inside is Aurora the robot, but the better exit's going to be the British driver of Leo for H71 Squadra Corsa. Blue Comet Racing are at least going to want to get on the podium set because their other driver is all the way in the very rear of the field.
Rest in peace.
And look at that.
Oh, Leo goes into
the pits, as well as Car Super, Heck My Life, and Zero Howler. Car Super already
Dino
out
missed
of
his
the
pit box. Not good.
Dino
Opportunity
Champion.
for Zero Howler.
Theo,
And the
Lyle
gap is 2
Perry.
seconds.
Sweeping Crimson, all of them into the pits, which means that a World of Robot stays out. And I have to say, for any American viewers, they might be a little bit nervous because it looks like it could be the undercut. That could be the strategy.
Zero Howler beats Dino out.
Aurora the Robot is sitting out there by herself. She's not going to have the advantage of any slipstream, but these drivers that are exiting the pits in all in a bunch of will.
That's my jokes is going crazy in the game show. Zero Howler coming out of the pits way before Dino Champion, which is honestly really good for him as long as he can maintain that gap, which is going to be extremely hard considering Dino Champion's weird turn 1 strategy. But as long as he can maintain the gap for 22 more laps, he may win this race. It's not over for Zero Howler just yet. Let's look at that gap. It's huge. But we may see it come down very soon. It's too hard to tell what's going to happen. But the stakes are high here at Norisring. Yeah.
Good job.
This track is like so unknown to me, man.
The American mind simply cannot comprehend.
Yeah, man, I'm a tourist here.
For huge performance. And Aurora the Robot, 32 seconds behind the front runner. At least it's set for a second. I keep my camera on the pits because I am trying to see if anyone else goes into the pit lane. Zero Howler goes through the line ahead of Dino Champion. Looks like his pit strategy worked flawlessly as he stays ahead. Aurora the Robot stays out. I didn't get a view. I'm not sure if Aurora the Robot did pit or not. If we could get confirmation from Moa, the blimp here in Germany.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Zeppelin, since we're in Germany.
The pit stint is so short, and you just miss it. Like if you don't watch the pits, you'll miss like everybody pit. And wow, Moha really is a blimp. Let's see here.
For P1, it's going to be Liticality, who got those 400 laps earlier this weekend, but of course he has yet to pit. Zero Howler, though, is going to cross the line, I believe, as your new leader. At least Liticality, who is yet to pit. Over the robot.
No stop.
Imagine no stop.
I don't think there's
know.
a mandatory pit this race. Zero Howler once again running over all the pedestrians on that sidewalk. Dino Champion is just waiting for his opportunity.
Hopefully no one was standing there. But Zero Howler is now going to be crossing through the final corner onto the next lap in front of Dino Champion, which means as we look on the leaderboard, still Litically, who is your leader, yet to pit with a 21-second lead. Aurora the Robot, unfortunately for her, she loses quite a lot of time out of the pits.
Oh no.
She didn't have quite the distance to a podium step, at least on merit, because right behind her is going to be H71's teammate Leo, as well as Manuel Andres in play S90 for Chentalon Motorsports. So it looks like all eyes for now should be on Zero Howler. This battle for P1, not super close just yet, but Dino Champion did look like he had a little bit more pace than Zero Howler, his fellow Indonesian, earlier in the race.
Let's watch turn 1. Let's see what happens. I want to see if Dino Champion does his thing. And he does, because look how close it is now. Whatever Dino Champion's doing is
for H71 now.
The Zero Howler just gets the run through the chicane. Just completely gaps him through there.
So it looks like a bit of a stalemate. So the 33% of viewers who voted for Dino Champion to win this race, you might want to consider. Because Zero Howler is still leading this race of 130 miles an hour on the front straightaway as we go hard on the brakes into the first corner. The hairpin. Probably one of the toughest corners here on the track today. Zero Howler gets through and looks like Dino Champion actually harder on the brakes. Now side by side with two Indonesians as they go through the exit of turn 1. Now weaving through turns 1 and 2. I mean, sorry, 2 and 3. Zero Howler a little bit squirrely out of the exit as well as that
They
A71.
both get an awful exit though, so it kind of cancels out.
I imagine that was probably the dirty air trying to exit through, of course. Do they hit the wall? No, they do not. Zero Howler still maintains his lead. We get cheers from the stream.
The funny thing,
Come
it
on,
seems like
Howler. The
Zero
chat
Howler
says
has pure pace on Dino Champion, but whatever Dino Champion does into turn 1 is the only thing that keeps him close. At least is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think I am seeing the same thing indeed. The two Indonesians both fighting for their country here in Germany. Zero Howler still leads ahead, going through these 90-degree bends on the sidewalk as much
Dino
real
with a great
estate.
run. So close here. Dino Champion just letting it slip a little bit. Zero Howler taps the wall, so that's not going to be great for him down that front stretch. Dino Champion in the slipstream. I'm choking on my spit. Oh my god. Down into turn 1, the big braking zone at 200 meters. Everybody slamming on their brakes. Zero Howler slamming on his brakes harder or whatever the hell he's doing. He gets in front. Zero Howler now P2, unfortunately, but he can use that slipstream to stay in it, and hopefully it works out for him. Let's see here. Down the champion with the slide of the exit. Zero Howler with a great run through that chicane as he seems like doesn't even need that slipstream to kick in to catch up into the final hairpin. Zero Howler with a big dive. He taps the wall. Not great for him. Dino Champion looking to capitalize, and he gets it done into the inside down that front stretch. Zero Howler in the slipstream. It's a drag race. Who's gonna come out? Dino Champion still P2. Liticality still has not pit at all. He needs to pit because he at least one stop is mandatory, which I found out. So Zero Howler just loses a whole lot of time as I'm yapping. Dino Champion did something in the turn 1, and well, now he's all the way up there. So maybe now it could be over. Could be over.
But this is not the end of the race. We could be seeing changes for position. And we are 31 laps into 44, so we have passed halftime, which I think means that it is a good opportunity to get a corner cut check. 6 corner cuts for a DTP.
Corner cut check. Anyway, viewers, Zero Howler has the most corner cuts at 4. He's only 2 away from a penalty, but I'm sure he can extend that out because honestly, it's really easy to not get corner cuts here. Like, you would actually have to be making the worst mistakes ever to get corner cuts on this track. Anyways, Aurora the Robot with 3, Manuel with 3, Law Fairy with 3, Organ Puncher, or otherwise known as Car 5678 Super with 2, Dino Champion with 1, Leo with 1, Light or Liticality with 1, Heck of My Life Man with 1, Atheist Doge with 1, Trolling Premium or King Black Sharded with 1, and everybody else has none. And that concludes your corner cut check today, viewers.
So corner cuts are looking a little bit low today, but of course that is also
Why is
a
JJ
low
just
corner
standing
cut
on the
limit
track?
here today. So 6 corner cuts before a drive-through penalty, which means that Zero Howler with 4 is the most amount of corner cuts, so he's going to want to stay careful.
The gap between Dino Champion and Zero Howler is humongous now that he has passed a back marker of Heck My Life Man, who just completely grinds that wall and shreds his tire.
But you know what isn't a big gap? The battle for the bottom step of the podium. Leo, Aurora the Robot, and Manuel Andres. Let's use over to them because it looks like the margins here are actually very close. Because all three of these cars seem to be in a bit of a slipstream battle between each other as they go through the front straightaway before the final corner of turn 1, as we have a spectator of JJ watching the drivers.
He's gonna get ran over.
Luckily, he doesn't. I think it was the first few laps. He probably would have.
Oh, yeah, he would have definitely. Leo just barely being able to inch away from Aurora the robot. She's not able to get into that slipstream and capitalize just yet. So it's gonna take a little bit of work for Aurora to catch up, just that extra bit. But she is also under threat from Manuel, which is really gonna be putting the pressure on here soon. Once he begins to inch ever so slightly closer. Other than that, this battle seems pretty straightforward as we are now in lap 34 and Manuel seems to be getting closer to Aurora now into the chicane. Leo still able to maintain that gap, maybe even making it grow just a little bit. It does seem like they're getting a little farther from each other now. Manuel also seems to be falling back just a little bit now, so this battle could be pretty much settled now. Because this could be the final result here, and we're just like, we don't know yet.
We will have to see. The margins between P3 are slowly starting to open up. Aurora the robot is starting to feel that podium slip away from her hands, as well as Manuel Andres. So we could be getting a battle for P4 here today. Because right on the rear of Aurora the robot is going to be Manuel Andres for huge performance. As they go through the corners of turn 2 and 3, clean are both drivers as they exit through. Aurora the robot, unfortunately for her, is not able to close that gap to the British driver in front of her. She was having a battle with him earlier. It looks like the gap is just too much. 130.
Manuel Andres is also feeling the pressure of catching up. Manuel Andres not being able to catch up at all. How unfortunate. Yeah, it kind of does seem like this battle has decided itself, and Aurora just smacks that wall. So who knows? Maybe I just commentary cursed Aurora the robot. It's a fault of Manuel Andres. But we can see here soon, as we only have around, well, once the other two cross the line, we're gonna have around 8 laps. 8 laps left in this race. Manuel Andres, I'm not sure if he's in that slipstream range, but it's certainly possible. Someone just got smited.
Smited? That was JJ. I just saw that on my camera.
Rest in peace, JJ. Oh, look at the Mohawk blimp in turn 1.
Does that
Manuel Andres now
Manuel
in
Andres,
contention. Yeah. Using that drifting strategy. Oh, Aurora the robot with a big slide. Heck my life, man. Oh, never mind. He was just lagging. Aurora the robot now seems like, well, they're inside of each other, so it's hard to tell who's where. But, oh, Aurora the robot just misses out on that last turn. So now it's Aurora the robot who's in the slipstream of Manuel. Now it's her turn to put the pressure on him. Heck my life, man. Just lagging extremely bad. Oh my god. He's rubber banding so bad. Heck my life, man.
Wow, and look at that slide.
The drift again.
Manuel. And Aurora the robot into the wall. Aurora the robot who was sitting in the podium earlier today. It looks like it's just falling out of her grasp completely. She loses out to Leo. She loses out to Manuel. And now she's starting to fall back just a little bit. She's still in the slipstream, though. She could try to still use that. But time is starting to run out. She's going to want to get a position any higher.
What the heck is going on with the laps? I just saw it flash 38, 39, 38, 39.
We're just going so fast, guys.
This race is falling apart.
39 out of 44, so 5 laps left here in Norisring. I'm falling apart, guys.
Yeah.
Leo.
Yeah, you know, you've been calling it Norisburg for like the past 5 laps. Or like fuck.
I think I meant
forever.
Nuremberg. Norisburg. Try to get it right, me.
Interesting. Looks like Manuel Andres could be catching up to Leo now with that weird turn 1 strategy.
Yeah, and of course he is going to have a little bit of a higher horsepower advantage in that V10 Audi powertrain compared to the 4 cylinders in those KTMs. Of course,
Did
those
he
KTMs,
bottle that last turn?
I think he did. Look how much time he lost. He lost a lot now, which means Aurora
Oh my
the
god,
Robot.
heck my life, man. Please stop rubber banding.
Aurora the Robot, once again, the slipstream, he slides through it. It looks like, I'm not sure if he cut the corner or not, but it could have just been lag.
Although it's like I said, it's really hard to get corner cuts here. But even through that first turn, it's hard to get corner cuts. Like I think you just have to go completely off to get corner cuts.
You can only imagine what the corner cuts would have looked like in Canada if we went there.
There would have been none.
It's that one hairpin. Would have been like one corner cut, and then you get a DTP.
The limit would be 1.
But meanwhile, looking back at this battle for the
Aurora
Battle of Peace,
challenging.
Yeah, World Robot now once again on the rear of Manuel Andres as they go through the hairpin. Heck of my life, the backmarker is going to be keeping that Itch 71 car right behind them, which means that it's possible for Manuel Andres and Aurora the Robot to catch up before the end of the race. But for now, Aurora the Robot is just hanging on by a thread.
Can
Going
Aurora
through
the
Manuel,
Robot catch up?
I'm really not sure. Because it's like a rubber band of catching up and falling back and catching up and falling back, and it looks like we're now in the catching up phase as we once again go into the corner of turn 1. Leo gets ahead of the back marker. Oh my gosh, look at that slide from the Audi R8. I'm not sure if that was detrimental or gaining to his pace or not, but either way, his tires are not going to be happy with him after the end of this race.
Well, it's not like it matters anyways. He's got like 2 laps left. Aurora the Robot firmly in the slipstream now. She's going to really have to push that little KTM to be able to pass Manuel.
Manuel Andres. Oh,
with the dive bomb!
Look at that line on the launch. Look at that. It's a battle now.
Firmly in the slipstream now. Aurora the Robot, you can do it. I believe in you.
Aurora the Robot. She got hard on the brakes. The lighter weight.
The penultimate lap.
That carbon fiber chassis is when you do everything to get ahead of that Audi R8. And look at the slide. Look at the drifting. It's like we're in Japan, but we're not.
She keeps up with the slide. She keeps up.
On the outside is going to be the Robot, and she gets through on the inside. It's now going to be right behind the back marker of Heck of My Life for En Route AMX. Their title sponsor, GWT, driving that Lotus 211 as we now go on the back straightaway. And we now approach the final hairpin.
The comeback is crazy. The white flag is out.
The white flag is out. The white flag is out. Is still in this battle. Manuel Andres. Remember, Manuel Andres, higher horsepower V10 engine. He's going to use the slipstream. He's going to use the straightaway to his advantage as we get into the hard braking zone.
He's also going to use that turn 1 slide.
And hard on the brakes.
If I was lagging, man. Oh, wait.
I think my side for just a second. Aurora the Robot uses that to her advantage. You can tell that Manuel's starting to get a little bit desperate here. Everything he possibly can as we now go through the corners of turn 2 and 3 with 293.
My life, man, also doing everything he can.
But your winner here today,
close.
Dyno Champion, crosses the line here in Norisring, as well as Zero Howl for P2.
You can do it, Aurora. Heck, my life, man, hits the wall.
It's going to be Leo. But for the battle for P4, it's going to be a Robot who just sticks ahead of Manuel Andres.
Awesome. Wow.
Wow. Indonesia, 1-2.
What's happening at all? What a interesting race from
that was very interesting.
Norisring.
the Indonesians in our stream. 16 concurrent viewers, 101 total views. Wow.
So popular. I'm hungry. I did not eat anything today. I woke up and I got on just for this.
I had a bagel with cream cheese before I got on.
I had water.
Oh, I had water. How was your water?
Still cold. What a comeback though from Aurora the Robot.
Indeed, and congratulations to
well.
100% of viewers who voted for Dino Champion to win. And thank you to our 20 concurrent viewers who decided to stick with us here today. We have reached the end of our race. Down
For F1.
We can return to F1, except we do have another race in just a few minutes' time for the Pro Series. Hazard explodes on track. Dino Champion is your winner for Indonesia for H71 Squadra Corsa, followed by Zero Howler, the fellow Indonesian, for Saigon Speedsters, and Leo, the British driver, for Blue Comet Racing BCR. So it's KTM 1, 2, 3. Aurora the Robot makes up a respectable P4 here.
KTM Bs.
But
what a close yet dirty race.
We now look at our podium here today. A podium that might have just been lifted from Sonoma Raceway. Not sure how they got it here in Germany. Helicopter. You are seeing your Home Depot wood behind these guys. Probably what it's made of.
Probably. The Home Depot 2x4s. I wonder if the confetti works here. Nope.
Nope. I think the script broken. Aurora the Robot.
Let's get some interviews.
Aurora the Robot, you say in stream chat you wouldn't call that a comeback. What I call a comeback is me, because I got my house in a mortgage, which means I'm going to be homeless, which means it's now my comeback to try to get back into housing.
What? You said that, or Aurora said that?
I bet my mortgage on Aurora getting a podium.
Oh my god.
Lost by one position. So if my a little bit weird for the rest of the season, you know why. I'm in a box.
Because he's on the streets.
Walmart. But yeah, let's get our interviews now.
I'm gonna bring everybody. Everybody's coming now.
Lux.
Well,
Nope. Leo, where's Leo? Why can't I ping Leo?
I am here.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
I'm here.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Dino's the winner, so
It's up to you.
Okay,
guys.
Burger.
Dino Champion. You find victory here in the challenging streets of Nuremberg here in the Norisring. And you got it in a pretty fashionable way indeed. You led the sprint race in a dominant fashion, and it looks like you pretty much do the same thing here today. What was your secret to win?
Honestly, I'm not so sure. I think it's third one. I'm just gonna say it's third one, but I'm not sure why everyone's like slower there. I'm just I'm not really doing anything in particular. Like I've seen people do the same. I've seen people pull the same sector times as me, but not as consistently apparently. So yeah, it's third one.
Last race, the dominant car was the Audi R8, but looks like the KTM looks like it was the car to beat here today. How was it driving that chassis around the streets of Germany?
It's bumpy. I mean, I gotta say it's bumpy. It's sometimes it understeers, sometimes it oversteers, but it's doing good here, so I'm not really complaining that much. I like it.
And just looking at your overall performance today, and also looking at our podium here today, it's a KTM 123, but I'm sure more importantly for you at least, it's an Indonesia 1-2. How does it feel to score great points for your country?
Hell yeah. It's definitely funny to have an Indonesian do a 1-2 finish, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any opinions on that, but maybe ask Zero. He might say something about it.
Well, to close up for our interview here, would you like to say anything to your 20 fans of Indonesia? Because looking at your performance here today, you're getting quite a lot of fanfare from the stream here today.
Seriously, I'm getting that much attention from Indonesians?
Yes. There was a
From
lot
everybody.
of Indonesia 1-2. Let me just say that there is quite a lot of fanfare.
No way. I mean, I'm not expecting this kind of fanfare, but thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I mean, well, sadly, I'm probably gonna miss it, so that's why I'm being a little bit sweaty in this race. So I just can't keep the points. But I don't know. I hope I can still finish in a decent place
Nice
at the end of
job.
the season.
Missing 1 or 2 races, but making it up in a dominant fashion here in Germany. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
We now move on to our P2 Saigon Speedster's other Indonesian driver. Well, not other Indonesian driver, but another Indonesian driver, Zero Howler, P2. You were able to get that battle pretty close at some points, but it looks like there were some points where you faltered, but overall, very respectable finish for you. How are you feeling today?
Let's say normal. Honestly, I'm just happy for podium in Norisring because all of my attempts on Norisring, which is like this race is like the 4th attempt, is the best result. So yeah, I'm just quite a little bit happy here.
We saw there was quite a few times where you hit the wall, but of course you weren't the only driver as well. What was it like trying to maneuver your KTM around the tight corners of Germany?
Honestly, the KTM is like very like supercar, like example the Audi R8. So we have like the most widest car on the grid, actually second most, but so yeah, it's like a very heavy car but with a shorter wheelbase.
Well, your performance or I guess your team performance in Sonoma last weekend was able to get you guys a podium. It looks like you guys get a podium once again here in Germany. Do you think your team can keep it up going into the next race and just for the season?
I mean, it would be very good if I can just keep on the podium spot, especially on the next run, which is I think the Spa, a track that I have never been raced before. So I think it will be very cool.
And just lastly, do you have anything to say to your Indonesian fan base who was cheering on Dyno Champion as well? Specifically, Varian, I believe if I'm pronouncing their name right. They were cheering you, especially throughout the entirety of this race.
Oh, that's my manager, I think. Honestly, I'm actually quite happy that it's not like the Sebring situation where I could see TTP on last lap, I think, where it should be Indonesian 1-2 also. But at least we get it now, like right now. Especially Dyno also not gonna attend the next race, I think. So yeah, I'm quite happy.
Congratulations on your podium here in Germany, and we wish you good luck for the next race.
All right.
And we now move to our final podium step here in Germany. It's going to be Leo for Blue Comet Racing, the final KTM of our podium. How are you doing? You were in quite a bit of a battle for a bit of the race, but it looks like you were able to get it done.
First of all, I'm quite disappointed by my sprint, which didn't allow me to get enough points to actually get I don't know, a higher position in the championship. So that's, I'm quite sad about it. But I think managing I don't know, last position to P3 is like quite a dominance, honestly.
I do apologize. I think I did say BCR earlier, but given that you got an H71, a 1-3, irregardless, this is still a great performance for your team. How's it feel for your team? How's it have to feel for your championship?
First of all, it's quite good because not only we can like give Hazard the points, so we could like have a team win. It's really nice, and I got another podium, which basically gives me some how do I say this? I'm just happy overall. Like I can't say anything, bro.
Well, if that's all you have to say, then all we can say is congratulations on your podium. We know you might be a little disappointed, but irregardless, you were able to get some very good points. A good points haul for H71 Squadron Corsa. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that, I believe, should conclude our interviews here today in Germany as we now approach time for the Pro Series. Our outro led by I Like Out.
Thank you, viewers, so much for watching the Project Trackday World Championship. This is Season 4, Round 5 at not Independence, but Norisring. So gotta make sure I don't get it wrong like Burger did a couple of times. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Buy Iron Viewers. Make sure you buy Iron Viewers. Buy all the Iron Viewers in the world. Tune in for the Pro Race, which is gonna be starting in a couple of minutes. And next weekend, that's is it? Let me check the calendar. Next weekend will be Spa, so make sure you tune in to Spa. Say goodbye, guys.